Hi guys, it's Dion again. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you watched my last tutorial, my last video, and you would know that it was a vlog on how to make a kinky, curly textured wig. So I've been wearing that wig for about 3 or 4 weeks and I wanted to wash my hair. I needed to wash my hair. So I did that at the weekend and did a bendy roller set. So this is like it's Wednesday today. I did this on Saturday. This is like a 4-day-old bendy roller set that I've started wearing into a faux tapered cut. I really like it. Tell me what you think. So I've just got twists going, flat twist at the side and at the back. Yeah, it's good. So I've been wearing this hairstyle to work. So I wanted to talk about the fact that I washed my hair, and it made me think actually, well, what maintenance is it that people forget to do that I forget to do when I'm wearing a wig? It is so easy when you're wearing a wig to become really complacent because your hair's away, it's out of sight, so it's easy for it to be out of your mind. It doesn't take a lot because you just put the wig on every day and you might twist your leave out or something. It's so easy to start neglecting your hair and lose sight of the reason why you're wearing the wig. The wig is just there to protect your hair and preserve it and give it a really nice home and habitat undisturbed so that it can grow and flourish whilst you're wearing your wig. I guess the danger is that you forget that. So I thought it was a timely reminder for me to kind of reflect on myself, what I needed to do, because I slacked. I know I do, so easy. So I've just been thinking about the various things that you must not forget to do when you're wearing your wig. So let's go. Okay, so the first one is very important. When you're wearing your wig, your hair's probably going to be in cane row, in plaits, in mini twists, whatever works for you underneath your wig. So you forget sometimes that you need to moisturize your hair. Your hair will become so dry. Bearing in mind that you're probably working out, sleeping on it, your wig's on top of it, you might be wearing a stocking cap. All of those things are robbing your hair of moisture. So if you don't replenish your hair with moisture, what you'll find is when your hair, when you take your hair out of braids or whatever protective style you've had it in underneath the wig, your hair will be very, very dry. You know what happens when you have dry hair. The next thing is breakage. So it's really important to keep your hair moisturized. What I tend to do is, because I am lazy, I kind of make a spray mix of water, a bit of oil, so it's probably going to be olive oil, almond oil, with some glycerin as well, and I kind of mix those three ingredients together, and it's easy to then just, when you take your wig off at night, give your hair a quick spray all over, and I just rub my hands in oil and rub my hands along the plaits. Sometimes I use a moisturiser in between those two steps as well. It just depends on my mood, how my hair feels. But I think that having a spray bottle is really easy to do. It's not really onerous, and it's something that is really important. So when you're wearing your wig, you must not forget to moisturise your hair, because your hair will be a dry, crackling mess when you take it out otherwise, and it will just undo all of the good work that you've done by leaving your hair undisturbed. So the next thing, this is an important one. If you're wearing a wig and you have a bit of leave out to try and blend the hair, so I tend to leave about 1 inch to 2 inches around the edge where I'm wearing my kinky head afro wig. Each night I moisturise it and I flat twist it and put some oil on it, and then in the morning I just untwist it with a little bit of oil and blend it with the wig. You need to make sure that your leave out does not become damaged because you're not looking after it. Again, it's very easy to forget, because most of your hair is protected, that leave out is the most fragile part of your hair. There's still some manipulation depending on how you are trying to blend it. Please don't use heat if you don't have to. Utilize gel and pomades to try and slick your edges if that's what you want. Use a headscarf and a stocking foot if that's what you need to do. That's what I do when I want to create some baby hairs and stuff. Don't use heat. Make sure you're moisturising your hair and that you're sealing your hair with an oil. But it's really important to make sure you're looking after your leave out. That could also involve washing your hair, so co-washing it with a conditioner throughout the week, maybe once a week. If you're not washing your own hair completely once a week, make sure you wash your leave out at least once a week, because again, there's a manipulation, it becomes dry, and you don't want that to break. One telltale sign that someone hasn't looked after their leave out is when they have their natural hair out and their natural hair is really thick and moisturised and in a good condition, but the leave out's really short and you have those little things sticking up around the edge, little baby hairs, little hairs that are broken basically, that you have not looked after. I have been guilty of this, I've suffered this, so at the moment I've got, to be honest, my edges are fragile, so I think that's quite common. And what happens is, again, because I sometimes forget to do this myself, is my edges become very dry and it tends to break. So around here is like my weak spot. So I'm really careful to make sure that I'm moisturising it and nourishing it as much as possible. So yes, the second thing that you must not forget is to look after your leave out. This one's really close to my heart. When your hair is in braids or whatever style it is that you put your hair away, your natural hair away with under the wig, you are still going to be shedding hair. Although you're not manipulating it, your hair's naturally going to shed in the time that it's in the protective style. I think you can probably get away with it if you're only keeping your hair away for a week or two before wash day. But if you're leaving your hair in plaits or braids for anything more than 2 weeks, when you take, I mean, you should do this anyway, but your warning, I'm giving you a warning now that any more than 2 weeks, you're really in a danger zone. When you take your hair out of the plaits, please make sure that you remove your shed hair. I learned this the hard way. When I was in uni, it makes me cringe every time I think about it. When I was in uni, I was wearing a weave, and those days, I mean, I've moved on now, but those days I used to have my hair in a weave for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe more likely even like 2 months. In that time, obviously my hair wasn't being washed, shed hair, all that stuff. At that time as well, I was transitioning, or I wasn't necessarily transitioning, but my hair hadn't been relaxed. So I had a big chunk of relaxed hair and natural hair, and you can imagine the two textures didn't really go very well together, so it was quite tangled anyway. So I took my hair out of my weave. I don't know, attempted, it was a very poor attempt to remove the shed hair and the tangles, got in the shower, started to wash my hair. And you know, when you know immediately that you have made a mistake, but it's too late. And all you can do at that point is try and wind back what you've done and undo what you've done, but there was nothing I could do. So once the water hit my hair and I started to lather my hair with shampoo, I realised that my hair was not like moving, like it was just matted together, and the shed hair, as you can imagine, it's not attached to the root, had become wound around my other hair, and it was so tightly tangled there was nothing I could do to get the tangles out. It was just a horrible, nasty, matted mess. There were tears, there were calls to my friend was trying to help me get the tangles out, but the more we tried to get the tangles out, I was actually just pulling my hair out. It was a mess. It was tragic. In the end, I had to cut my hair off. My hair was like really short. I had a really short hairstyle for years whilst I grew it out. So please take this warning from me. If you've had your hair in a protective style, under your wig, braids, twists, whatever, for more than 2 weeks, please make sure that you take time to remove your shed hair. You do not want your hair to become tangled and matted. It is a nightmare. You may not have as bad of an experience as I did, where you have to end up cutting your hair off, but you just don't want the ag. Honestly, trying to detangle your hair on a normal wash day is bad enough. Imagine what it's like with 3-4 weeks of shed hair in it. Just don't do it. Great. Next one is, again, there's a temptation when you're wearing wigs to kind of neglect your hair and forget that you still need to look after your hair, and that the whole point of having the wig on is to make sure that your hair's flourishing underneath. So you must not forget to cleanse your hair. So when I say cleanse, I mean you need to still shampoo your hair and you need to still deep condition your hair. Back to my earlier point, you need to make sure that your hair doesn't become really dry. As you know, deep conditioning replenishes your hair of everything that's it's lost throughout the week from the styling, from the rubbing, from the air, drying out your hair. And obviously shampooing your hair is really important, or if you use some other form of cleanser like clay or Ayurvedic herbs, which is what I'm doing at the moment, you need to make sure you're still doing that regularly. And just from a hygiene perspective, like, that's on your head, like, you're sweating in your head, there's dirt building up. You wouldn't wear an item of clothing for a month without washing it. So why would you have the hair on your head for a month without washing it? Just think about the bacteria. I notice as well, because sometimes I do it. Sometimes I do it because I'm just too busy. But I know that whenever I've left it in for more than 2 weeks at a time, I need to really give my hair a lot of tender loving care and use all of the steps that I've just mentioned. But the wash process is really important to try and infuse my hair with moisture again. And yeah, if you just think about it from the perspective of there's dirt on your head, and I notice that when my hair's dirty, my skin starts to break out. It's just not right. It becomes really oily. I get dry patches, and it's probably just down to the dirt, really. So don't leave your hair uncleansed for, I wouldn't recommend more than 2 weeks. That's my personal preference. Like I say, I have left it longer, but I do notice the difference. It's just not a good look. Your hair follicles, where your hair grows from, you need to make sure that you're looking after it, that it's clean and there's nothing blocking it that's preventing or slowing down your growth potential. So really this is for your hair's benefit, for your hair's growth potential. So make sure that you are washing and deep conditioning your hair. Do not forget to deep condition. Your hair's going to be really dry. So don't just do co-washes. You can if you want to, but I think if I'm giving you kind of the gold standard approach would be for you to deep condition your hair when you take it out of the protective style. Finally, and this might be really obvious, you need to wash your wig as well. How much detail do I need to go on to for this point? Again, that hair's on your head, it's touching your face. You wouldn't, it's dirty. After 4 weeks, that's too long. I personally don't leave it more than 2 weeks between each wash for my wigs. I think the hair's sufficiently dirty for me to be terrified of the bacteria in it, so I wash it. Ideally, I think I'd like to wash it once a week. You also want to be using a moisturising conditioner in your wig and leaving it to condition as well. Sometimes I do just use a quick rinse out conditioner, but most of the time what I'll do is actually coat my wig in like Aussie Moist or Tresemme, and I'll leave it in a plastic bag, just like hanging on a radiator for a couple of hours, or overnight if possible, and then I'll leave it to air dry. So you want to look after your wig, number one, because you've invested a lot of money in that hair. You don't want it to become ruined. My wigs can last me years. I still have the first wig I ever made from about 5 years ago, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So if you look after the wig properly, it should last a long time. So you want to be washing and conditioning your wig frequently for hygiene reasons, but also to make sure that you get the most wear out of the wig and that you look after the hair. And also in terms of the look of the hair, it starts to become dull if you're spraying it with like water and conditioner every day. You're putting oil on it, gel on it, it starts to get dull. It doesn't look its best, so you want to wash it as well, just for the aesthetic of making it look good. So they're the essentials, I guess, of what you need to make sure that you're doing when you're wearing a wig. It's so easy to forget when you're wearing a wig that you need to look after your hair, but you'll kick yourself if you take your wig off and your hair's not in a good condition. And like I say, you want to keep it clean, the wig and your own hair, so that you don't get spots. I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And let me know what sorts of videos you might want to see. My hair's really benefited in the last 3 or 4 weeks when I haven't been touching it every day and manipulating it to style it. I intend to carry on doing this until my hair's at a length that I'm happier with. So I cut my hair off. I cut about 4 or 5, probably about 5 inches off in October, and so now I'm just trying to grow it back healthily. So the wigs are really helping with that. So you'll see me again in the wigs again soon, but intermittently I'll take it off when I wash my hair and have a style, because I just love my kinks and I miss them too much to leave it under a wig for months at a time. But yeah, happy hair growth. I hope this was helpful and I'll see you soon. Bye.